I'm going to tell you how I do my videos. Stay tuned. Hey folks, over the last little while, a bunch of my YouTube buddies have been asking me, how do I do my editing? How do I make my thumbnails, my intros, my outros, put the cards up and all that other stuff? They're just beginners, and so am I. Like, I'm not a professional by any means. But I told them I'd make this video for them. Just one beginner to another, just to show them where I started out. And just stuff that I've learned from watching vidIQ and a bunch of other YouTube help channels. But vidIQ is the main one that I've been watching a lot lately. First thing that they say that you should always do is think about the topic, because that'll help you with how to write your title, how to make your thumbnail, how to do, like how to structure your video. And once you get the topic down, then what you need to do is you need to make a thumbnail. The thumbnail, I always use Canva.com. As soon as I was introduced to that site by vidIQ, as soon as I was introduced to that site, I was just like enthralled. I was like, yes, finally. I'm not a drawer. I didn't draw the covers for my books. I had a friend do that for me. But I do have creativity. I do kind of know what I want to show. So I made the cover. I made all my thumbnails on Canva.com, and I made all my intro videos on Canva.com, and all my outro videos on Canva.com. It's a wonderful site. I really highly suggest that you check it out. After you do that, and after you think of your topic, make your title for your video, because unless you know what you're talking about, you don't know what to talk about. So you put the title up first, and then you build your structure from there. And then what I do is I'll make bullet points, and then put them underneath my camera, so it always makes it look like I'm looking at the camera when I'm actually reading the paper. So that's just what I do, like to keep myself focused, somewhat on the audience, which is you. And then once you get your bullet points and you structure your video out the way you want to do it, you make your thumbnail on Canva.com or whatever artwork site that you use. I just prefer Canva.com. I also use Krita for editing photos, taking the background out of the photos, so when they pop up on my screen, there's no background into it. It's just what I want to show. I also use GIMP for doing photo editing, for other aspects of photo editing. I use OBS for doing the on-screen demonstrations. I'm just learning how to do that, so if I fumble, then, it's the learning curve. But I use OpenOffice for, there's some really real fun fonts that they have in there that I can't find anywhere else, so when I need those fonts, that's when I grab them from there. I use Source. I'll leave all the links to the downloads for those particular programs and services in the description box below. Oh yeah, and I also use Capwing. It's everything that I'm linking down in the description below is free to use, but it does have, a lot of them do have subscriptions that you can purchase later on once you get used to using them and stuff like that. The only problem I found with Capwing is if the video is over 7 minutes long, it's not going to do anything with it. and you can only really edit one video a month for free. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're using Capwing. It's something that I found out on my own, and I actually the video that I did with Capwing was my remastered version of Adventures in House Sitting, and I was really impressed with what the capabilities of that site was all about. I also use StreamYards for live streaming, which is going to happen this Monday, August 22nd, 2022, at 8 p.m. if you're in the Florida timeline, and 8 a.m. if you're in the Philippines timeline. But getting back to this this lineup here, the next thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to make a separate folder for each video. So this way here you can find those files that you need for that video a lot easier. So if they're all, if you have all your videos in one big folder, you know, then you got to search each icon for which one. Oh, there it is. That takes up forever. I separate every single video and put all the files that are related to that video in that file. So this way here, my school days file is completely separate from Adventures in House Sitting, is completely separate from 5 things you shouldn't say to a police officer, which is completely separate from my intro, the whole 9 yards. It's all separated. You know, like if you were to take a look at that file folder that's got all those videos in it, they're all separate. They're in each of their own video file. So I just do that to make things easier on me. This way here I know where to find it, because when I make, you know, pop-ups and stuff like that, there's a lot of different files, all different PNG files that I need to make those pop-ups and to take the backgrounds off, and then, you know, so that I can put them in and, you know, have them pop up here and, you know, make it look like it's magic, you know. But if they're all over the place, then I'd be searching forever to do it. Having them all in one specific folder for each specific video saves a ton of time. The next thing that you want to do is you want to actually shoot your video. Just like I'm doing now. Just, you know, fire it off. Then I use, like after I get done recording and stuff like that, I set the file in my specific video folder. Then I open up Shotcut. Shotcut, for me, personally, it took me a little bit to figure out where all the neat little tricks are, that I use anyways. But once I figured it out, man, my editing time is just trimmed way down. And I don't even use those keyboard shortcuts. I'm just mouse clicking and I'm going, yep, that's where I want, that's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I want, that bing, 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 bing. And it's like, you know, playing whack-a-mole, you know. So I use Shotcut because I figured out how to use it for what I need to do with it. How to make the blends and how to, you know, put the background in and how to put the pop-ups up, you know, how to, you know, order the video, how to clip out stuff that I don't want, all that crap. It's a very simple program, a very powerful program too. It's a very simple program to learn and understand. And once you do, then it's like, oh yeah, right on, woohoo, you know. So that's when the very first thing I do when I jump into Shotcut is I get it to convert my file, because it needs to be a MP4 conversion file from my video camera. Oh, sorry about my nose thing. And it sets it up into a file that Shotcut can edit. So doing that takes like, you know, 5-10 minutes depending on the length of your video. This video is going to take quite a long time because it's quite a long video. But that's just the positives and negatives. The very next thing that I do is I'll edit the sound on the entire video before I clip anything. because I want all the sound to be at the same level. I don't want it, one part of it peaking, and then have to go over and edit that and then edit this. If I edit it all down to the same level at the very beginning, then I can take my pieces out, trim, transform, blend them, do all that other good stuff, and everything's going to be all level. So and then after that, I just clip out the stuff that I don't, all my mistakes. When I make a mistake, when I make a boo-boo, hey, boo-boo, clip that out. So, and then when I do clip something out, I take extra time to make sure that when I do the transition, I try to make sure that there's very little noticeable wave or dot when it comes to me on the screen. So that's why you don't really see me moving around a whole lot when I'm shooting a video. It's because this way here is a whole lot easier for me to get them together. So that's just a little tip for you. Once I get the whole video, clipped to the way I want it, then I figure out where my hook is, what the interest is in the video. Like, if I was to put in like a blank spot at the beginning of the video and nobody watched the rest of the video. But the hook is, I'm going to show you how to do X. That's what they call the hook. Just like this video, I'm going to show you, or I'm going to tell you how I do my videos. Stay tuned. So that's what the hook might be in this video. And then after that, I put in an intro clip that I make in Canva, and then I let the rest of the video run, and then I put in the outro clip at the end with the place cards, so that when when I go to do the YouTube information and metadata and stuff like that on page, I think it's page 2, you can put in the tags that go like right up in here. You ever see those white streaks come across here on other people's videos? That's where information tags are. And if you click those tags, you go to another video. So you'll see them on my screen. And then at the end of the video, there'll be like two videos that I've chosen. Like there'll be like one here and then one here, and it'll be of videos that I'd like to see you watch next, or like to have you watch next, because they're either comical, they're related, or I just want to have you have a session of my content, which actually helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And the more content somebody watches of your stuff, the more content they push out, so on and so forth. So, and then the more likes you get, the more people they send it out, the more different people they send it out to. So this way here, they can try to get more people into watching your stuff. After I get all that done, okay, all that Shotcut stuff done, trimming it all up, putting the outro clip in, putting the intro clip in, getting all my blends in, then I export it. Exporting takes forever, because what it's doing is it's compressing the file so that it makes it easier to upload to YouTube. And when you upload it to YouTube, that's when you get into doing the metadata. And then you go into your YouTube, just changing pages here. Hear ye, hear ye. So, in your YouTube studio, where you put your title, your description, all your information in the description, like the information in the description box and what you're putting in here. Putting in your, the second page is like putting in your tags, which are like here, and then your end screens, your end clip screens, it's like here and here. Those are end cards. And then you get into a spot where you can either schedule it for a later date, schedule it as a premiere, or publish it. And personally, I like to schedule for a later date. For the simple fact that if I publish it right away, when I'm done editing and all that other stuff, it might be 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's going to watch it at 3 o'clock in the morning. The first few hours of your video, that's when you, like when you put it out there, you want, you know, people hit that notification bell, and those are the ones you're putting it out for. Those are the ones that, you know when they're online. That's when you know they're online, that's when you want to put that video up, because then it'll go ding, and then they'll go, oh cool, they got a new one, bang. And they're going from wherever they're at directly to you. And when you schedule it, you can schedule it at a certain time on a certain day, and and the YouTube gurus that help you out on vidIQ and Think Media and I know I'm forgetting a bunch of others. They tell you always make sure that you stick to a schedule when it comes to uploading a video, because this way here people will actually make it part of their routine. So when they know that you upload videos, say like for me example, I didn't do it this week because I had too much on the go, but my scheduled day is usually Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning, because that's when I know that the majority of my audience is either on their lunch break or they're at home watching YouTube. That's when I know that they're available. So that's when I put that video up. Wednesday at 11 o'clock. So, and one thing that the YouTube gurus at vidIQ have been saying, and I wish they would have said this long time ago, because it just made sense to me now, after they've said it, to not say goodbye to your audience. Say, I'll see you in the next video, instead of saying goodbye. So I'll see you in the next video. Hey gang, to get to the next video, you want to click this next video right here. This one will take you to the next video that I'm talking about in the OBS and editing sessions. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.